following is a video presentation of an evening worship service at Orrville Baptist Church.
There's moments where you say, I want to pray, Yes, this digging is in 796. There's a lot of opportunities to pray, and I believe I've preached on this. One of the things that I've learned over the years, and our prayers are used in a way that we don't know. I can't explain the full mystery of that. We know from the scriptures that God does use our prayers. I do know that in His will is done. We know that, but Scripture can also tell us that our prayers are used in that process somehow. I'm also encouraged by when Paul writes to the Corinthian church, writing about prayer and then after prayer. That's also almost our second time of going to prayer to get thanks for what He's done. And so I encourage everyone here to go through your prayer list, and as we get updates, and sometimes it's not good news, and sometimes it's bad news, and that's not fun. Whether it's good news or bad news, there's always another opportunity for us to go to the Lord and ask for help and for comfort in bad times and in good times. And that's what we call praise reports. And we have the opportunity to go back to the Father and say, thank you. Now I can look and see how you've worked and what you've done in this person's life. And I just encourage us to do that, be people who call attention to that. It's important for us as well. Continue to pray for the Landers family. Mr. Carey passed away 2 days ago, yesterday. And if you didn't hear it this morning, if you wasn't with us, the arrangements are for Wednesday. We'll be here at the church. 1 o'clock is visitation, and 2 o'clock we have a funeral. If you'd like to attend and be there to pray and care for the family. Lastly, said this morning, I'll say it again, June 4th, so it's not next Sunday, but the next Sunday, 2 Sundays from now, we will meet in Hayes for our night fellowship with the Orrville cook-off. Have your dish, your signature dish, your favorite dish, the one that you know will win, a little cooking contest. Have it ready to be served at 6. $1 is one vote, so bring a $100 bill. That way you will ensure who wins. And all the proceeds from that will go to VBS and providing a nice week for our kids, a nice analogy for them. So we'll have fun and every time we meet, but in 2 Sundays we'll have a good, fun night of fellowship and encourage one another. It'll be also a fun night of competition, which if you're like me, I enjoy healthy competition. As long as we don't slug each other. Just enjoy good time and good company. then my appendix wanted to be funny. Missed another week, so we didn't get to your question, nothing personal. You still like to talk about it. I'll be happy to talk with you personally on those questions you may have. But for tonight, I would like for us to look at the book of Matthew. And this morning we talked about sin. And it's a humbling subject. I was sharing with someone this morning that many times pastors get the call, the view, I guess, that we're just talking to the congregation, and in your preparation as you're preparing for a sermon, you're just thinking about the congregation. And yes, part of that is true, but I don't know if it's universal, but most of the time I'm talking and preparing to myself as well, and that's a humbling subject. That's as far as I can go. It's me hard, and tonight I wanted, as we talk about the severity, we talk about the level of hatred that God has for sin, which is righteously perfect and infinite. And I thought it would be a good idea for us to go to Matthew 18 to look at church discipline. If we're going to be on bad news, we might as well continue in bad news and look at church discipline. It's an interesting function of the church. It is a lost, I don't want to say lost art, it's a lost practice in the church. I think there's some misconceptions about church discipline. I think there's a lot of misconceptions about church discipline and what it entails. I would say that the modern church today, if you ask the question, what happened to church discipline? If someone says, well, we've never had church discipline, or we did years and years and years ago, but it's no longer a part of everyday church life. What happened? My theory would be that as the changes in churches has happened over the years, I would say one of them has been the appeal to the world. Don't get me wrong, I love lost people. In fact, I want lost people here every time we gather. I would love to see this place filled, in fact, with lost people, with the understanding that only saved people can worship. Doesn't mean they can't sing, but it may be empty. I can say that. The church is primarily, when I say primarily, it's God's people. The church is composed of saved people. Doesn't mean they can't, a lot of people can't gather with us, that they can't come to our gatherings, but when it comes to what is the church about, it's about the people of God worshiping God. And then people will hear that and think the wrong thing. They'll think that means all people can't. No, not at all. Of course all people can come. But we exist to glorify God. And so when the church gathers, it's composed of saved people who worship and glorify God. So what happened to church discipline? I would say it's because we appeal to the world so much that we don't want to offend anyone. No one likes being told, you are wrong. No one likes being told, you have sinned. Most people don't like being told by God's word that they're sinners or they have sinned. What do you think it means when another person tells you or someone else that they have sinned? We typically don't really enjoy that. I think that Matthew 18 gets a reputation for being stern. It is stern. But almost unloving in a way. I think that's the wrong approach. I think there's a great amount of love found in Matthew 18. And so if you're there already, you can quickly look to the beginning of Matthew 18, and what's happening here is Jesus is talking to his disciples, and he brings a child, and remember what he says to the disciples about the child, you must be like this to be saved. You must come to the kingdom as an innocent, little child, a little kid. That's the way you get into heaven, so to speak. This childlike obedience and innocence. There's a great responsibility for the church when he talks in those terms as well, in treating people. And he says, truly I say to you, unless you are converted and become like children, you will not enter the kingdom of heaven. Whoever then humbles himself as this child, he is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. They were having to talk about who's the greatest in the kingdom, and Jesus kind of flipped everything up on their heads. And so Jesus continues to give instruction down through verse 11. Then I'm going to come back to verses 12 through 14. And it's 15 that we want to start to tonight. If you recall, it's been over 2 months ago. We went over the verse that many times gets misinterpreted about where 2 or 3 are gathered. Remember what that really means? We're going to cover that a little bit again tonight, but we didn't address the discipline part of that when we talked about that verse. So we'll kind of do all of that together here tonight. So look at verse 15, and we'll go ahead and read the entire passage, and then we'll come back and break this down. So look at verse 15. If your brother sins, go and show him his fault in private. If he listens to you, you have won your brother. Stop that. I'm going to do verse by verse. Let's not do the whole thing. Let's just start right there for a second. So verse 15. If your brother sins, go and show him his fault in private. If he listens to you, you have won your brother. Now, this is just the language used talking to the disciples. It would obviously go to a sister or a female. How often do you see this happen in the church? And how often have you heard of that? I'll be honest. It is not me trying to knock my upbringing. And I'm not trying to knock where I came from, my home church, anything like that. I love my pastor dearly. I don't recall a whole lot of conversation on church discipline growing up. Maybe people have many different upbringings and backgrounds. You may have remembered. I just don't have that. And there has been a slight resurgence, but look what that instruction is. Go in private. If he listens to you, you have won your brother. Can anyone, maybe off the top of your head, why does this not happen one-on-one today? What do you think? Why do you think the reason is this does not happen? People, okay, so on the receiving end, people don't like to admit they're wrong. What about on the end of the one who goes to the other person? Why doesn't that part happen? We know that we're sinners too, so we feel like we're hypocrites. And then the person who's being told, hey, you sin, they don't want to hear it because they don't like it. And so if we know that already, the incentive for us to go is usually pretty low, because the whole time we've already got in our heads, they're going to say, I'm angry with you. They're going to say, how dare you? And so we just say, don't worry about it. We'll just kind of overlook it. We won't think twice about it. Because exactly what Joel said, most people don't want to admit it. And we know that already. And so instead of us saying, I'd rather take a chance and go to them, we just say, let's don't worry about it. Let's just don't think twice about it. But I love the terminology used at the end of verse 15. If your brother, if he listens to you, who's got King James? What's it say at the end? You have what? Gain. Okay, so mine's one, King James is gain, same thing. I think we overlook that word way too much. And many significant words like that. This is a term used in like wealth. Same way with money. You gain a profit. And so there is a sense here that when someone has sinned, you have lost someone. Now, it is not implying that someone has lost their salvation, then gotten it back. Lost their salvation, then gotten it back. If that were the case, we would be lost and found every single minute of every single day. But it does mean as far as a church, you have lost a brother or sister. And so before the official birth of the New Testament church, you have Jesus giving instructions about the church. That's exciting to me. I love that. But it says you have won your brother. I think the problem is we don't think enough about what that means. We don't think enough about what it means corporately as a church. That for someone to be in unrepentant sin, to be stuck in unrepentant sin, sometimes they might not even realize they have sinned, and sometimes they just flat out deny, I have not done anything wrong. But either way, you have lost someone. Instead of us saying, how dare them do this, I'm going to go get them, because most people, that's how we get looked at nowadays. Think about how the world sees the church. A bunch of judgmental hypocrites who don't need to be telling us about their theology and how they need to keep their theology out of our life. That's kind of how we're viewed. And sometimes we kind of just buy into that and say, that's how they see it, don't worry about it. But if you look at scripturally, if you look at the Bible, it says we're going after someone that we have lost. We're going after someone because we now want a prophet in the church. P-R-O-F-I-T, not Old Testament. We want that game back in our church because we want a healthy church. I told you this morning, I try to be transparent. I'll be a little transparent again tonight. Excuse me, I want to get my shot glass over here. One of the burdens that pastors carry with themselves is they're constantly telling themselves, I got to grow the church, I got to grow the church, I got to grow the church. This is why I was hired. I got to grow the church, I got to grow the church. And I'm constantly having to remind myself, especially as we had gone through Acts. It's not my church, bro. It's not my church. And if you look all through Acts, it doesn't say Peter and John were adding to their numbers then. It says God was adding to their numbers then. I would love to see the church grow. Do I have things in my head and gears turning which I think God is honored and would be methods to, quote, grow the church? Sure. My primary, quote, job is not to grow the church. I look at my job and I see a calling to make sure and keep watch of the church because I want it to be as pure and healthy as possible. Part of that is church discipline. Because if someone is in unrepentant sin, if they have been saying to themselves, I'm not a sinner, I'm not going to admit that I've done this, or, yeah, you probably, it's not that big a deal, they don't worry about it, guess what? That brings down the health of the church. And God desires a pure church. Now is the part where I want to go back. Look at what Jesus has just finished saying before verse 15, starting in verse 12. What do you think? If any man has 100 sheep and one of them has gone astray, does he not leave the 99 on the mountains and go and search for the one that is straying? If it turns out that he finds it, truly I say to you, he rejoices over it more than over the 99 which have not gone astray. So it is not the will of your Father who is in heaven that one of these little ones perish. And then goes into church discipline. That to me is amazing because I want you to see the love that God has for the one who went astray. Church discipline is not about going to someone and saying, you know what, you're a snake, you're a venomous snake, and you don't deserve to be in our church, and you shouldn't be here, and you should be cast. That's not what church discipline is about. Church discipline is about going to the one and saying, I love you, I care about you. It is one thing to go to someone and say, you've done this, and we don't want you. Get out. That's not love. It is a whole other thing entirely to go to someone and say, this is wrong, I care about you, and I hurt with you, and I'll carry the sin with you, and I'll be shoulder to shoulder with you, but we need to go through this together. And you need to come clean. There's more love to be found in that, my friends. That's unbelievable to me. That takes a very special love. Because think about what the opposite is of that. How much hatred is in someone's heart to say they're caught in sin, I'm not going to worry about it. Ooh. I mean, that's a special kind of hatred for some kind of enemy that you have. That is a very specific hatred for someone, and yet we do it all the time. I think God is very concerned about the health of His church, and because He is, we should be as well. And so church discipline, going to someone in private, is not so much about being mean or rude or hateful, it's about being loving. It's about truly caring for someone. It's about hurting with someone. And I think that might be part of our problem as well. We just don't hurt them. We don't hurt enough in there. We don't hurt enough in the American church. And I think it's time for our heart to be broken with real people over again. To really catch them in their spot, in their place. And if it's in a valley, we go through the valley. Does it mean we excuse everything and say it's okay, don't worry about it? But we do point them to a Savior. It's what Jesus would do. It's what He preaches. What has He done? He's exited eternity and entered time for us. We can go through the low spots in someone's life. That's exactly what Jesus has done. Continue on to the next step in verse 16. But if he does not listen to you, take one or two more with you, so that by the mouth of two or three witnesses every fact may be confirmed, pointing back to Deuteronomy, I want to check on this, 19 or 20. It's a simple, practical step that if one person goes and the person doesn't listen, you take 2 or 3. It's not to gang up on someone. It's not to try to pressure someone. It's really to be a witness. To get all the facts out. I don't know about you, but if I'm one-on-one with someone, I can lie my way through that. I can. Get me one-on-one with somebody, I can pull out all kinds of lies. You get me with 2, 3, maybe 4 people, I gotta be real careful about what I say. I gotta be real careful about what I'm about to say. Because now I've got other witnesses that remember what I say too. And so it's a practicality standpoint. An Old Testament standpoint. Take witnesses with you so that all the facts may come out. So the other witnesses that may be witnesses to this sin can say, yeah, we know about it. I'm sorry, brother. I'm sorry, sister, but you need to repent. You need to seek forgiveness from God over this. We love you. And sometimes, unfortunately, that does not do the trick. And then look at verse 17. If he refuses to listen to them, this is where it gets hard. Tell it to the church. And if he refuses to listen even to the church, let him be to you as a Gentile and a tax collector. So in this context, think about who Jesus is talking to. Who wants to kind of go over a tax collector in this day? How are tax collectors viewed? Thieves. Still are. The tax collectors were looked down upon for a few reasons. One, no one wants to hand over taxes. I don't know about you, that makes me mad. When my taxes come in, I'm distraught. There is no reason it should be that much. But also think about this culture. These were a certain group of people that were now going, quote, to Rome. And so their fellow brothers are looking at them and saying, how dare you betray us and do this thing? Are you serious? How could you? And Jesus' words say when someone is brought before the church and the entire church is informed of this sin, treat them in this way. I have, you can go online and you can find plenty of historical examples. I've seen church discipline. You can find the records. And you'll see church minutes and church documents that say, on this day, yada, 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 so-and-so was brought before the church. And the church was informed of their sin. And guess what? They wouldn't repent. And so their membership was revoked. You can find all this stuff. They were still allowed to, quote, come to church, but as far as membership, they were not viewed as a member of the church anymore. Now, I've seen some of those records. I've seen two different forms of that. I've seen one where it was treated pretty harshly to the point that it was, don't come here anymore, we don't want to see you, you're not welcome. I think that's incorrect. The records that I've seen that really humble me deeply, I've seen some where it goes into detail about the reaction from the congregation. It says there's weeping. It says there's tears shed. Because the people are coming to the altar and falling down and praying for this person. That's heartbreak. That's heartbreak over someone's sin. They're begging them, saying, please, please, please understand the way that you sin. They can still, quote, come to church services, but at that point, they're no longer viewed as a brother or sister. And it hurts the people. Do you see what it means from verse 15 now that you have one a brother or one a sister? Because when that moment hits, you feel like you've lost something in your church. You feel like there's a little portion now missing because you have so much love for that person. And then the beautiful side is in the delicate, one of the most beautiful moments that if it happens here, it happens here. If someone were to go through that process and then to come and repent and then to be welcomed back with open arms, there is something that is, I'm having a hard time coming up with the words for that. There's something just glorious in that picture. There's something glorious in it because at the end of the day, we've all experienced it in our walk with Christ. And guess what? The arms are open. They're open wide. So church discipline is not meant to be a harsh, rude, hateful treatment. It's meant and intended to be a loving act. Because God cares about the purity, the health of His church. Look at verse 18. Truly I say to you, whatever you bind on earth shall have been bound in heaven. And whatever you loose on earth shall have been loosed in heaven. Again I say to you that if two of you agree on earth about anything that they may ask, it shall be done for them by the Father who is in heaven. Those two verses back to back are basically saying this. This is the big challenge for church life and church leadership. What's being said in verses 18 and 19 is when the church leadership and the church congregation, when they faithfully go through the church discipline process with God's will, in this manner, He approves of. It's basically all that's being said. That what you do on earth, guess what? It's also a reflection of what's God's will. That's a tongue twister. What you do in this earth is also approved by God's will in heaven. If you go through and you're seeking God's will faithfully, and going through this process the right way, it never fails that you will be out of God's will. So in other words, if you bind something here on the earth, guess what? It's bound in heaven. If you loosen something here on the earth, guess what? It's loosened in heaven. And so, basically what's being happening here is, think about the church discipline process. Someone comes to the church, they come forward, the church is informed of their sin, they won't repent. Those two verses are implying and they're saying that if the church says you're not a brother or sister in this church, God's approving of that, saying He's no longer your brother or sister in that church and in earth. At the same time, the flip side is true. That person repents and the church says, welcome back, we love you. There's a celebration on earth. Guess what? There's a celebration in heaven. There's a joy in heaven. As there's a joy in the earth, there's a joy in heaven. And that's a beautiful thing to know. That gives me great comfort to know that as we sing praises and as we find joy in our people, in our congregation, in our unity, the same thing exists in heaven. What a wonderful thought. What a wonderful thought. All of that is what comes down to that verse about two or three, where two or three are gathered. What we talked about over 2 months ago. Verse 20, where two or three are gathered together in my name, I'm in their midst. Even in that grueling, difficult process of church discipline, we're not alone. God is with us. And so many times that verse is used for low numbers where you don't have any people at a church gathering. And, I get it, it still applies. But God does mean something different there in that verse. It means that when you're going through that process, when it's hard, when you feel like giving up on that process, when you don't see the joy and the glory in that process, guess what? God's there. In your song, in your praises, He's there. In the grueling process of church discipline, He's still there. He never leaves us. He never forsakes us. And if we go through the process of church discipline in a way that He approves, according to His word and according to His will, we're doing it the right way. We go through it the right way. I think this is a lost art. I shouldn't say art earlier. I think it's a lost practice. As we talked about this morning, I had a very difficult time talking about our hatred of sin and God's hatred of sin, and then looking at church discipline and saying, no big deal. Don't worry about it. And here's the kicker with church discipline. This is not a pastoral thing where I'm the one that's looking through the telescope. Are they sinning? Are they sinning? Are they sinning? Does the pastor get involved in church discipline? Yeah, absolutely, sure. But where does it start? The big thing. It starts when a loving brother or a loving sister goes to another brother or sister and says, I love you so much that I'll tell you what I think. you have sinned against God, and I want to walk with you through this, mindful of my own sin as well. There's a sense of accountability. There's this urgency of accountability that has kind of disappeared over the years. And I think that's quite sad. And as we go through the corridors of time and as we continue to march down this corridor towards more entertainment in the church, through feeling good in the church. Like I said this morning, I don't want you to come here to wear a mask. I don't want you to put on a mask when you come together. I want you to come how you feel. You're feeling sad, come sad. One of the saddest things I've ever heard in my life was we used to live in Williamston. Lady across the street from us. She was in our church. She was going through some difficult stuff in her life, and I'm not trying to rile up any emotions or speak negatively of another church. There was another church that was very, very large. She started going there. We reached out to her. She said, well, I can go there because I can, it's darker inside. She said, I can go in there if I need to get a good cry out. I can blend in, I can cry. I can go in there and I can feel bad. I can let go and just start bawling, and I don't have to worry about somebody asking what's wrong and all this. And I was like, it's the saddest thing I've ever heard in my life. That's terrible. That's horrific to me. If anything, I want our people and all of us as a people to be able to come and be completely exposed and say, this is my life, it's messy, I'm in major, major hurt. Church discipline requires that we do that we be honest people, that we be people who don't wear the mask. And just to reiterate, and we'll close, but if you go back and look at Matthew 18, if you want to read it in your quiet time or later on by yourself, look at it from a different perspective and see this is not some kind of harsh treatment coming from the church to be mean to one another. It's an act of love. Start in verse 12 and go through the rest of church discipline, because then you get a different perspective of it. This is actually the way Jesus would act. Because guess what? This is what Jesus has done. He's left the 99. He's going to the one. We're called to do the same. I encourage you to be thinking about this seriously, as I am. And I'll be honest. See, we can be transparent. I have not thought about church discipline much over the years. I'll be honest. Let it slide. Trying to get it out of the back of my mind because I had that same kind of, oh, it's just mean. It's a mean thing to do. No. It's a loving act. I encourage us all to be thinking more seriously about it. People may respond, they'll say, but yeah, but people will hear about that, they won't want to come back. Ananias and Sapphira dropped dead at the church gathering. They continued to grow in health, and grow in number, and grow in stature. It's not about the numbers, it's about the health. Church discipline aims for a healthy church. Because Christ didn't die for a soiled, broken church that it wouldn't do anything and would remain tarnished. No, He's made us white as snow. And that's our aim. That's our goal. To be His people, to be pure, to be holy, to grow in sanctification, to pursue sanctification no matter the cost. That's the aim of church discipline.